identify photos that they were showing you of guns?
Probably, I can't get.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think this was one of the non-intoxicated interviews. I'm just gonna ask you.
Okay.
One of the guns that they showed you, you said was Justin's and it's old. You remember saying that?
He was on a picture with it.
No, it was just a gun.
Uh,
They sort of did a gun lineup, I guess, if you were. You remember that?
I don't remember.
All right. You remember being shown an AK and some other handguns, and you said those were Angela's guns. You remember that?
I don't remember it.
Okay.
I remember being shown some guns, but I don't remember it.
All right. And it's your testimony under oath, even though you told the police that you met Justin sometime in the past through miscellaneous. You were too intoxicated, and you have no idea how that name came into your mind to say, I met Justin miscellaneous, right? This is random
I
thought
was
here.
under the influence, then.
Right.
I was under the influence.
I get all that.
If you ask the police to interview me, they'll tell you that they had to hold me up to go to the restroom.
All right.
So if you ask them to interview me, I'll say to take it.
All right. And so the first interview where you said miscellaneous did this, and you had a long interview with police. Not once did you mention the name Govan, right, in that first
I
interview?
never told them nobody did this. I never told them nobody did that. I never said like, and I never admitted to doing this or being a part of this or nothing.
I'm just trying to figure out all the people in the world you could take. You said I met Justin through miscellaneous. Why miscellaneous? How did that come to your
I
mind?
don't even know no miscellaneous. I'm just being honest, sir.
Okay.
I was under the influence.
All right. Do you remember writing letters to your sisters,
Yes, sir.
Kiana Smith and Vanessa Holmes?
Yes, sir.
All right. With regards to your letter to Kiana Smith, I guess you didn't think it was going to get seized. That was dated 3/3/22. That would be March 3rd, 22. You remember that? Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're basically saying that Angela's lying, LMAO. Angela said she was scared, blah, blah, LMAO. She's fucking with my life with her lies. You remember all that?
Yes, sir. I wrote.
All right. If you want to see it, I'll show it.
No, I know what y'all's talking about.
Right, and you go on and on about her lying ass and all that other stuff. So the interesting thing there is you talked to your sister about a separate case here in Memphis, in the Holly Bobo case. You remember that?
Yeah, when I was explaining my lawyer history, who my lawyer was, that would represent me or whatever, I was just telling them like his history,
Sure.
who he all represented and stuff like that.
Okay. And it says, he being your lawyer, he said that's the only way I will not do life in jail and ECT Maine. What is ECT? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Maine just got $50K for this. He talking about one of the men in Holly Bobo case where they raped and killed her, period. He worked with them and they let him walk free. You remember saying that to your sister?
Yeah,
That if he...
I wrote it. Yeah, I wrote it.
So the idea was, this is in March, you're not intoxicated anymore.
No, I ain't intoxicated.
You're writing to her that if I work with the police, just like this guy that raped and killed a woman and walked free because he cooperated, that was...
I actually don't know exactly what the guy did, and what role the guy played that he represented. So I really didn't, and I didn't know the case very well as well. So I didn't know what was the outcome. I don't know what this meant because I didn't know the role. I just know he represented somebody on the case.
So when your family was reaching out to Juke's lawyer, Arthur Horn, and getting other lawyers...
My family didn't reach out to Arthur.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to be accurate. Yes, your family reached out to Attorney Bailey, who then reached out to Arthur Horn on your behalf to get the money and all that. Got it. But then when Bailey pulled out of the case, you got the same lawyer that got the man in the Holly Bobo case off by cooperating, right?
Right. Yeah.
Deputy, could you show him this?
Yeah, I see.
Okay, if I could have it back, Deputy. And this is your handwriting, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So again, I'll read it. He said that's the only way I will not do life in jail. And then you said he talking about one of the men in Hollywood Bobo case where they raped and killed her, worked with them, and they let him walk free. That's what you said to your sister about what you were gonna do and what you expected to have happen, right? That was your expectation.
Yeah, I was saying what my lawyer had, what my lawyer had did for that client, which I don't know that man role in the Hollywood Bobo case. I don't know what role he played in that case.
Okay.
So I don't know how he got to walk free. I don't know what he did. You know what I'm saying? Like what role he played in that woman killed or whatever. I was just telling them what his history was.
Right, but you chose the one lawyer that you're talking about that said, got me, his guy to cooperate and he walked free on murder, and we're here on a murder, right?
Well, you got somebody to walk free before, so I didn't know exactly what my lawyer did. Like I was just telling them his history. You know?
Okay, well, how do you know that I've gotten somebody to walk free before?
I heard about you. You're a good lawyer.
Okay, I'm not sure how, we've never met, right?
No, we never met, but
I did ask to
you know,
talk to you,
TV.
okay, and I have talked to you, I did ask to talk to you through the jail and stuff several times, right?
Did you ask to talk to me?
Yeah, did your lawyer tell you that I called multiple times to try to talk to you before trial, and they said, no, I couldn't talk to you, do you remember that?
No, I don't.
Your lawyer didn't tell you that?
Objection, Your Honor, relevance.
It's okay, I'll withdraw the question. Could I just have a moment, Your Honor? You remember when I talked to you, it seems like a lifetime ago, where we talked about Gotti's, Arthur Horn giving some money for your lawyer, and I asked you, are you on the team and all that, and you said you don't know what I'm talking about, you remember that? Okay, so I'm just gonna play some audio for you, Your Honor. Sorry about this internet thing. I just want you to listen to it carefully, tell me if that's your voice.
That this was like, was a message given to you that like, this is for you to be on their team and not talk?
Pretty much, but not really, but I guess by them making the payment, like, this supposed to be like, just be cool, but since I think.
And as far as you know, since you've obviously had enough TV knowledge or whatever, since you know who I am, you know for a fact that neither Gotti nor Mr. Jook have ever been questioned by the police, right?
Yeah, I did.
And I know Mr. Jook died in 2024, about 2.5 years after the shooting. But you're not aware of them ever being questioned, even listening to what I just played for you, right?
No, I haven't talked to, I can't contact Jook, but I don't know them personally. None of them.
Okay.
So,
And so just before I sit down, we're not sure about the dates, we're not sure about the times. Basically, from this meeting until the murder, it's about 3 months is our best guess before you and Justin did it. The morning of the murder, you didn't call Mr. Govan, did you?
no, we talked to Govan the day before, like when we was already out.
Right. Well, the reason I ask is, you didn't know what you were gonna do that morning. Justin just showed up with a stolen white Mercedes, right?
No, we did. We knew they had turkey drive. Like I said.
I'm not talking about Turkey Drive. When Mr. Johnson picked you up, he showed up with a white Mercedes. You didn't know he was coming with a white Mercedes, right?
No, I didn't know he pulled up in that car.
And you didn't know what guns he was gonna bring.
No, I did not.
And you didn't know if you were gonna see anybody that day, because the turkey drive been going on all week, right? It's like,
No, we, like I said before, prior to this, it was the day before, we was already out. So we knew that we was, you know what I'm saying, he already let us know. Mr. Govan already let us know, like, y'all gonna get some, and we gonna get some. We ain't just selling nothing. We gonna get something. We got one. We
okay.
on the move.
And when you happen to see Mr. Dolph, since you said you're not familiar with PR and all that, even though you shot at Mr. Wu some months earlier, how did you know that was him? If you don't know much about PR, how did you know that was Dolph?
Told you I listened to Dolph. I knew Dolph. That's the only one I knew of. I
Okay.
used to listen to him.
Well, the car that we saw is very dark tinted windows.
Everybody knows Dolph cars. All on the sign.
Okay, so he's got a G-Wagon? Yes? If you know everything, then all his cars are.
Nah, like all of them got like little military stuff on. But he was in there the day before at the gas station.
But you said when you got there, you didn't see him. He was
Nah,
already
but it
gone.
was on the internet. It was on the internet.
Okay, so when you now say that Govan told you about these turkey drives, you have access to the internet where you live, right? And you can see all the Instagram blowing up that he's doing all these turkey drives on your own. You knew that, right? You didn't,
Yeah, we all knew that they were doing turkey drives.
right? Because it almost sounds like we're being a child, right? You commit a murder and you're like, Govan told me to get rid of the gun, or Govan told me to get rid of the phone, or Govan said hide your car. You've been a pretty good criminal until then. You know you're supposed to do these things, right? You don't need it spoon-fed from that guy to say, hey, maybe hide the evidence from the murder, right?
Actually, I didn't know anything about the hit until Mr. Govan brought me in. He the one hired me to do the hits or whatever. I didn't know anything about paper route having no hit. I didn't know anything about Justin Johnson. I met all that to Mr. Hernandez Govan, who sitting right there.
And Jip was supposed to give you the money. And you met him and he told you he would.
No, Joe wasn't doing all the talking. Mr. Hernandez Govan was doing all the talking, like I said. Joe was like, put them phones outside, and he was just like shaking his head, like whatever he was saying, like the money gonna be good. That was Mr. Hernandez was talking. He was like, you know what I'm saying? Just let's see right here. This what he did.
So the guy that you just met, that Bobby Carter, your associate, said might be a snitch, that's who you're listening to. Can we play this clip that you told the police? Sorry, we have to switch computers, everybody.
It was one day me and Elder was out riding, and I wanted some eggs pills, so I went to courthouse to get the eggs pills from him, and Juke was over there. And when I walked in, there was one quick told Juke, this little seat right here, and mine, Juke was like, is a hit on my first he said, take all the phones outside, you know. He ain't say my phone, he said quit phone, but I passed my phone to make it feel comfortable. So took the phone outside and Juke was like, is a hit on my head, get him, and he got us. And okay, so I was like, exactly when it was, but that's what he said.
Thank you. You remember saying that when you had this run-in with Jip just by chance, that he was doing all the talking about the hits. Assuming this is true.
Yeah,
that
Govan was too. Mr. Hernandez Govan was.
So what I'm hearing, when you say it was
That's
just,
me.
and Jip also knew that Govan could have been a federal snitch, that's why he made you move the phones
I
out.
don't know nothing about that because I don't know Juke like that. I don't know what Juke knew about Mr. Hernandez Govan, but that was what I had heard. that he was a federal snitch, and every time somebody said it, he'll shoot at him. So that's why I ain't believe him. So
But you said earlier, about an hour or so ago, that even Juke knew about him being law enforcement, and that's why he made you take the phones outside.
that's what they said, but I don't know what Juke knew about him, because I don't know Juke like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I was assuming. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why he tell us to take the phone. That's what I was.
And you're familiar with CMG, right?
I know the artists, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know them personally.
With regards to knowing Dolph and his music, you've heard of the song 100 Shots, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you know people have been trying to kill Dolph for 3 or 4 years prior to this, prior to you doing it.
Yeah.
All right, and you know that CMG had people all over the country trying to kill him, Los Angeles, Charlotte, etc. You know that, right? You read about it because you're a fan.
Yeah, I don't know exactly who it was or nothing like that. I don't know. But I know they been having beef. I know them.
All right, and Yo Gotti's very successful, wealthy, all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So of all the people that they were hired to kill, the biggest name in Memphis, they picked some no-name guy that sells a couple of pills on Bradley Street in Orange Mound that set you up to go kill somebody instead of paying some real professionals what they're doing, even though he's been shot at repeatedly in other places, right?
Yeah. Come from Mr. Hernandez Govan, he was saying I ain't want nobody on their camp doing it, so that's why he had us
Okay,
on the team.
yeah, Govan set it all up, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's how I met. That's how I knew about it. I ain't know nothing about it.
You didn't know nothing living in the streets, that there was a price on Dolph's head, that he'd been shot at, even though you know
I
his
know
music.
he been shot at him, been shot, but I didn't know like to connect with Juke to talk about I do it. No. I do it people no. It's Hernandez Govan. I really do the job.
I appreciate your time.
No problem. Appreciate you.
Darcy, you have a, I got a check on something, I may have a couple more questions for, we need a break. We need to take a break. Let's stay in a brief recess.
Court stands in a brief recess. Jury following this.
Ray Young.
Yeah.
You're down here in the courtroom.
Let me say how about you follow this for based upon some of the things that Mr. Aurora actually, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the date you got arrested, that was December the 9th, 2021,
Correct.
and you spoke with police that day.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Aurora asked you, about you stating that you met Justin Johnson through a person named Miscellaneous.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know a person named Miscellaneous?
No, ma'am.
Do you know a person named Justin Taylor?
After being locked up, I realized who he was.
Okay, who was Justin Taylor?
He used to be around, Hernandez Govan and Justin Johnson.
And that's a different person than Justin Johnson, right? Justin
Right.
Taylor, Justin Johnson.
Yes, ma'am.
And you mentioned this in your interview, you met Justin Taylor through Miscellaneous, you remember that saying that?
No, I don't recall saying it.
Or if that was what you said in your interview, that be about right?
Yeah, that was under the influence.
Perfect. We can play that. And Cornelius, do you recognize the person in this video?
Yeah, it looked like me.
Okay. Play this book.
Did you speak with a Justin Taylor?
I'm trying to see that. Well, I had to. You look them up. I had to speak, but I don't remember what I did.
Okay, you may know him as Drop or Ted.
I know.
Okay, did you talk to him that day?
I probably did, but yeah, I did.
What did
I
y'all?
didn't remember the whole conversation. I can't remember who I was talking to.
Okay.
But I know well because you little brother too. I'm 30, I am 32.
Okay.
You know,
How do you know Justin?
I don't know because I met him for one of my parties.
Which part is it?
My rapper name, Mr. Lane.
This who?
Mr. Lane.
This
They were asking you about Justin Taylor. You called it. And that's who you,
Yes, ma'am.
and that's who you're answering about.
Yes, ma'am.
Also during the cross-examination, you were asked about, some payments between cash and cash out. You recall that?
Yes, ma'am. That's when I cut my interview off.
Okay. Who was paid via cash out, or what was the conversation involving cash out? Because you mentioned that was two different instances you talked about.
Justin was saying that he was gonna cash out Mr. Hernandez Govan some money to get the car cover or whatever,
Okay,
and he got me cash.
okay. December 17th, 2021.
Yes, ma'am.
And you didn't initially speak with the police to December the 9th, 2021.
Correct.
And it was even later than that when you mentioned about AutoZone, right?
Correct.
So it could have been,
Objection, leading, speculative, Your Honor, could have been.
well, possibly 5 to 6 months later when you spoke with them about
Yeah, but when
AutoZone.
I first spoke to the detectives, I wasn't, putting myself in it, saying that I did it, saying that I know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was under the influence December the 9th, and the conversation we was having really was like, all right, if I don't incriminate myself in this, they gonna let me go, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't working.
And last, you were asked about a message that was sent to Juke in December, I believe, 2021. You recall that?
Yes, ma'am, I had looked, I forgot what website, but I sent them a message like, when he go van home, boy, let's see, man, I'm trying to get with you so I can get my money.
At times, would you sometimes use Angela's phone?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you possibly use Angela's phone to send that message?
Yes, ma'am.
I have no further questions.
Should ask the government to play the same audio clip instead of. Was that taken away from my? Okay, please. While she's doing that, a couple times while we were talking over the last hour or two, I called your girlfriend Angela Adams. You remember that? Okay, people sometimes say the name's wrong, right? You gotta say yes or no.
Yeah.
All right. They're asking about Justin Taylor. Do you know Justin Taylor?
Well, I met him through Mr. Hernandez. Just
Okay, but the reason I ask is you said you talked to Justin that day of the shooting.
Justin Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah, they straight drop Justin Johnson.
Right, and the cop says Justin Taylor, you may know him as Drop. Do you remember hearing that? She's gonna play it again for you, so I don't want to pull the wool over the jury's eyes. You knew exactly who he was talking about. He just switched out the names, just like I've done, and the jury's heard me do because there's so many people. When he said, did you talk to Justin Taylor, Drop, or whatever, on the day of the homicide, you meant Justin Johnson. You said yes, right?
I didn't incriminate myself.
I'm not asking you.
None of them that day. So when they were talking to me, I was under the influence, but I wasn't incriminating myself at the same time.
Okay. I understand that. It simply said, did you talk to Justin Taylor, Rob, or some other nickname? And you said yes, right? We'll just play it. We'll get to the bottom of it. I mean, you and I both know who they were talking about, right? That day?
At the time I did. They asked names that I don't know. I didn't know Mr. Hernandez Govan first name. I didn't know Justin Johnson first name. I didn't know nothing about nobody first name. When I first got locked up, I didn't know none of their first names.
Whoa. So now you're telling this jury you didn't know Justin Johnson's first name
They
until
were
you got locked
saying,
up?
they asked Justin Johnson, you might know him as Straight Drop. They were telling me their names before I got locked up, I ain't know none of their first names. Like
Okay.
his name was Quick, Justin John's name was Straight Drop.
Well, when the government asked you about Justin Johnson, you described exactly how it happened, how
I
he
had
introduced you.
paperwork, I had paperwork with everybody's name.
Right, but I thought you didn't have a lot of the discovery, but now you have the names.
I don't have all my discovery, that's what I see, but the stuff that, you know what I'm saying, with everybody's name in it, I got it.
All right, so the man you went to go kill Dolph with in cold blood in broad daylight, that you'd known for about 4 months at that point, you didn't know his name was Justin, never called him that.
No.
And you had his phone number. You called him bro, so how did you know his name was Drop? Did you just call him brother? If that's how you had
Straight Drop. That was his rap name, so I just called him Drop. I ain't know nobody legal name. They ain't know my legal name. They call me Lil C. They ain't know my legal name. They just went off with everybody called me Lil C.
Can we play the audio, please?
He shot me about 7.
Did you speak with a Justin Taylor for that day?
Yes, I'm trying to see that. Well, I had to, you looked at my phone, I had to, but I don't remember what I did.
Okay, you may know him as Drop or Ted.
I know him.
Okay, did you talk to him that day?
I probably did, but yeah, I did.
What did
I
y'all
just
think?
can't remember the whole conversation.
Keep going until he says miscellaneous.
You know, I can't remember who I probably did that.
Okay,
But, I know him because, you know, he good little brother, I'm glad I decided to.
okay.
He
I didn't know Justin.
you know, I'm good at it. I met him to one of my parties.
Which part is it?
Would be, name, a rap name, Miscellaneous.
This who?
Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous?
Okay.
Thank you. I'm pretty sure the jurors are taking notes. So a second ago, I told you, how did you know Justin Taylor? And you said you met him through Govan, is that right?
Yeah.
All right. So when the police officer asks you, how do you know Justin? If you were really talking about Justin Taylor, wouldn't you have said, I met him through Govan? Remember, you just said it. Those are your words. I'm not trying to play games with you.
All right, I understand what you're saying.
All right. So you told us that you met Justin Taylor, whoever Justin Taylor is, through Govan, right?
Yeah.
And so when the police asked you, when did you meet Justin or Bluff, you said, I met him through a rapper named Miscellaneous. You remember? Okay.
That's what I just said on.
So if the prosecutor tries to make it seem like you met Justin Taylor through Miscellaneous, that would be false because you just testified under oath that Govan's the one that introduced you to Justin Taylor, right?
Yeah, but I was also under the influence of the influence.
I get all that, but you're not
And I
under the
wasn't trying
influence.
to incriminate myself.
The prosecutor's not under the influence, and neither are you. She asked you a straight up question and said, is it possible you met him this way? And you guys chuckled about it a little bit. What I'm telling you is, the truth is, if you ever knew Justin Taylor, it was through Mr. Govan. And when they asked you about Justin Gropp, you said, I met him through Miscellaneous. Is that what we heard? The only answer is
That
yes.
was the video just said.
That's all I have.
The video just said.
No.
We do have one witness, Angela Short. Or she's short.
No.
No, I don't believe she is.
Now, can you start that first thing in the morning? Cause I don't wanna work late today, you know, this is first day, doing have been here all day. I don't wanna wear them down and out, it's too early to do that. So we will get started first thing in the morning at 9:30. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to admonish you again not to talk about it. So, when you start to talk about things, let's say you start talking about this trial, with amongst yourselves. Once you start talking about things, you begin to, come to conclusions about things. And it's way too soon to do that, okay? I've admonished you early on, and I'm going to continue to admonish you to wait till you hear all of the proof. And wait till you get the law that I'm going to give you to add to the proof before you start having conversations about this, okay? Because once you start to talk about it, you will start coming to your own conclusions, and I don't want you to do that. Understand? So you guys go have a good evening, enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here bright and early at 9:30 in the morning.